I envy your hairline. That's real. It's really real. Look at mine. It seems like it's coming forward. People are always afraid of a receding hairline. What about one that's creeping towards your eyes? Every time you look at it, it stops, you know? Anyway, what were we saying? No, sorry, I thought there were ceiling fans, but then I looked up and I realized that there weren't. And then your hair climbs into your face. I just feel like people don't have a good sense of humor when they think they're in a position of authority. This girl wouldn't let me into the haunted house. I wanted to pay by credit card, and she said she needed to see some ID. I'm going to need to see some ID. And I said, okay. And then I couldn't find my ID, and it was Halloween, and they were closing. I was like, look, I don't have my ID, but will you just trust me? I'm with my friends. I want to pay by credit card. She goes, sorry, no credit card, no ID. Which didn't make any sense at all. I mean, that was the opposite of what was happening. In fact, the exact opposite. So, then so I said, okay, well, just could you make an exception? Like, just this, you're the only person here. You know, have you ever felt, well, she wasn't the only person there. That would be a weird haunted house, wouldn't it? She's like, here's your change. Hold on, stay there. Come on back. Ah! Wait for like 30 seconds. It'd be a terrible thing. She was the only one that really had to like enforce that rule, So I said, can you please make it so? She goes, sorry. It was just really mean. So I just looked at her and I go, all right, so let me just get this straight in my head before I leave. You won't let me pay for my friends and I to go into your establishment because I'm trying to pay with a credit card and I don't have ID. And you're concerned that I stole a credit card and headed straight to the haunted house. I just finally found a credit card and I was like, yeah, what do we do? Buy electronics? Hell no, let's get scared with our friends for 25 minutes. Who doesn't like a guy with a scarf? Come on, that's real. You know what happens when somebody insults you about your scarf? Okay? This is what you do. Okay? Some guy comes up, he goes, hey, nice scarf. Where's the baguette, you faggot? If somebody does that, you just go like this. Oh, you don't like my scarf? Well, let me take it off. Now what, motherfucker? Look at me so I can see you dying. You choked them to death. And as they're dying and you look into their eyes, you can see, just this is all they communicate. As they die, they just look at you like, I wish I had also worn a scarf. Do you have nightmares? Do you guys ever have nightmares? Nobody? None of you have nightmares? Well, this is incredibly isolating. I think I had a nightmare about this. I was with a group of strangers and I was like, does anyone else have nightmares? And you're like, what are those? You ever tell somebody your nightmare the next day and they try and one-up it with the nightmare they had a long time ago? They're like, oh, you think that's scary? When I was 13, I saw Exorcist and I believed that my mother's eyes were made of spiders. And you're like, I don't give a shit about your nightmare. I'm trying to make a connection with you about this fear that I felt at a time when I was completely out of control. My own subconscious was betraying me. Or somebody will be like, oh, you had nightmares? I have night terrors. Did you guys point to somebody? They do that? You got night terrors? Do you really? Oh, yeah. See, you're even fucking smug about it right now. You piece of shit. Fuck you and your night terrors. Oh, yeah, I have night terror. Oh, I'm sorry about your bad dreams about female horses, but my nights are filled with terror. What's that? I was in Get Him to the Greek. Thank you very much. Is this the part where you think that this is just a conversation between the two of us? It's a strange thing that you're like, now I'll start talking to you. Here are the things that I know you from. I enjoyed your performance in Get Him to the Greek. I wasn't a fan of How to Train Your Dragon. You were? Okay. I was just hypothetically being you. I'm not purporting to really know what you feel about the different film projects I've been in. You've never seen it, but you were a fan of it? You've seen me on Comedy Central? You guys trust me, we need to get all this out of the way. What is happening? There's no other job like this, you know? Where you go on stage, or not on stage even, but like, what if I worked in a law office and I just came in and you're like, hey, I saw you in the break room. I liked how you got that coffee. Yeah, I saw you in your cubicle too. That was pretty good. And I don't really like cubicles. I feel like they're a poor man's office. And one woman screamed for that. And another woman died for that. Yeah! And it's usually the girl and her boyfriend is taking the picture. And, you know, she gets into that position that all women get into. You know how you have one... You just have one... You know what I'm talking about, though. You have that one... Because, you know, not only are women expected to be beautiful, but also be photogenic in every single picture that is taken of them. They're also expected to have careers and be mothers, because if they're only a career woman and they don't have a family, then they're a failure. But if they're only a mother, then they're also a failure. So I don't know why they're going crazy. I can't imagine why societal pressures would lead to literal insanity. Have you ever taken a picture and a girl's like, I don't know, take it again. My arm looked fat. No, it didn't. That's not a real thing. No one is looking, there's never been a guy who's looked at a picture and be like, oh, damn, she fine. She got them fat ass Michelin Man arms.